On this episode of the Roundtable podcast brought to you by MaxUpForMuscle.com.
Yeah.
Danny, what do you think?
What inspires you?
Yeah, it was good, huh? Trayvon?
I was going to take that line. So, yeah, this episode, basically, we just talk about, like, what inspires you, kind of like what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, cool.
This is a big, like, life-reflective, thought-provoking episode.
I agree. It starts off pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then gets kind of deep, but I think still at a level where it'll make you think just enough to make you a little bit better today.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So let's go to the
100%.
show. All right, Roundtable Podcast. I'm your boy Corey G at Small Arms, Danny at Treys Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, looking mighty ripped over there.
I'm feeling jacked today.
Cole Susak. All right, so we were just discussing.
Oh my God!
Is it appropriate or inappropriate to use the word daddy? Now, Cole, you said it feels more appropriate because Danny's actually a dad now.
Yeah. So the other day, we were taking like our lunch walk, down down the street, right? Just chatting up, scheming about ideas for the Arms Army. Shout out, we got big things on the way.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was like, Danny, like ever since basically you became a dad, now every time just in normal like situations, whenever we say the word daddy, I feel less weird. And I'm like, now even whenever I say daddy and it's outside of the workplace, I'm like, it's okay because Danny's an actual dad, so it's less weird for me now.
Dan, what's your Danny daddy? What's your thoughts about that?
I mean, went from super weird to not weird at all.
Okay.
We went from one end of the spectrum
Well,
to
and we
not.
have products named after it.
Yeah, which is still mind-blowing to
The
this
Swag
day.
Daddy,
I can't
the
believe
Wet Daddies, the Zaddy
Yeah,
Daddy.
what started as a joke really became a real.
All his dreams came true. He went to fucking Disney World.
The spelling change, you know. We have Wet Daddy slides.
Yeah. Trey, have you ever used the term daddy for anything?
No.
That's what I thought.
How unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'll say whenever Danny first started coming to the office and he kept saying daddy, it was kind of weird. Everyone kind of like
I never
looked
really
at each other and,
engaged
like,
in it.
You warmed up.
put up a high guard. Yeah.
High guard.
Yeah.
High guard.
stiff arm.
Yeah, right.
But like over time, and then for me, I think the first time I said like use daddy in a context, it was like
A whole new world.
it was. It was like a weight went off my shoulder. I'm like, I feel alive now.
Like a weight
I feel
on my
alive.
shoulder.
I've said it, and now just over time, it just keeps getting easier and easier. But I will say I'm still not fully like I won't say daddy. I'm more of a zaddy. I'll say what's up, zaddy.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna walk.
Yeah,
in.
there's a context element to this.
Yeah, because like
obviously.
usually my typical thing is whenever I walk into here, I'm like, "What's up, zaddy?"
Yeah.
I feel like if I looked at Danny and said, "What up, daddy?" it might be kind of weird. So
Or like, hey,
yeah.
what's
weird.
up, Poppy? Or something
Yeah.
like that.
I'm a big Poppy guy.
Every time I say Poppy, I think of Big Poppy.
Well,
like,
yeah.
like David
Big
Ortiz
Poppy's
shit.
fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
monster. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, what a great nickname.
dude,
Just like one of the
best
nicknames.
for sure.
Right? Like, if
Did
you're
you see
big,
that? They had a commercial. I forget what the commercial was for, but they had Randy Johnson, Ken Griffey, fucking David Ortiz, and I forget the fourth. But they were like, it was like some like corny commercial.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It was like some legend shit, just
Hell
like
yeah.
up on there.
Dude,
It was really cool.
Griffey Jr., I know that's a little bit.
I loved Ken Griffey Jr.
His
yeah.
swing was just
So wet.
fucking believable. Collectible wise, I wish I had his like upper deck rookie card too. Like talking about the vintage stuff. That was like the most like esteemed card you could buy back in the day. I never owned one, but it's fucking sick.
Dude, the way he followed through on a bomb, and when he dropped the bat, it was just
Well, and he's pre-steroid era too, and you just know like those bombs were real because he broke down like just an older player. He didn't look like overly jacked all of a sudden. He didn't like he had like a natural kind of deal to his career.
For
and
sure.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
He was like one of my favorite players to you on like MLB like 05. Played like the home run derby.
Oh yeah.
What? Yeah.
I love how it always goes back to video games.
Well, I was like,
home
yeah,
run
you were
derby-
young.
dude,
whenever
I
he
was like-
balling.
Well, think about it. Like home run
Yeah.
derbies used to be way cooler than
Oh,
they
way
are
cooler.
today.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
are you-
I was like 6 or 7, and the MLB games back in the day were like really good.
yeah.
That honestly, like that's how I learned most of the athletes. I knew every player from every team because of like the MLB shit.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good way.
Same with like college football.
yeah, I mean that's how
NFL.
Andon knows all the old timers for sure. What do you guys want to talk about today?
I don't know.
What you got?
I've been listening to a couple books lately, and
talk about Maury real quick.
Yeah, so this is a really interesting book. If you guys haven't, have you read that one?
No, you asked me yesterday.
I asked you. Yeah, that's right.
I did look into it a little bit.
There's a sports writer named Mitch Albom who's been like on ESPN forever. He's probably like been around for like 30 years. He writes mostly baseball, I think, but he was on an old school show called The Sports Reporters that basically was like a podcast way before podcasts. Mm-hmm. And so I used to listen to him, but then he wrote a bunch of other very impactful life books. And one of them I think you guys would all enjoy because you're reflective, people, is it's called Tuesdays with Maury. It's just basically a professor of his that had cancer, ALS, and he interviewed him every Tuesday for the last 13 weeks of his life. And so it's really, really good. He wrote it 25 years ago to help pay for his bills. That's why he did it. Oh. And it was a professor of his that he had a good relationship with that he hadn't seen in a really long time. And he was caught up in, which is, we talk about these things a lot, so I think it's all relative. He was caught up in the hustle and bustle of being a New York writer, having multiple cars. Like, he was caught up in things, right? Mm-hmm. And then he goes back to this guy who just wants to get out of bed. He's got ALS, like he can't do anything. Mm-hmm. And so over those 13 weeks, he's, and on top of it, I think Ted Koppel came and interviewed him, like on some Nightline stuff, like in the 90s. Like, the guy got a lot of press. So ironically, he's more known after he's passed away than he ever was while he was alive, but his stories were really good. And one of the things that he said today, because I was listening to it for the second time, is that when people would come to visit him when he was basically on his deathbed, that he didn't want to talk about his problems. He wanted to hear everyone else's. So it's easy because they're coming to see him, and he'd be like, I mean, if any time he has earned the right to be like, hey, it's about me, would have been that time. Mm-hmm. But he said giving is living. So what he thought is the only thing he could give at that time was his ear. He couldn't stand up. But he could listen. And he said if he was taking, it felt like he was dying. And I just thought it was, it's a heavy line, but it was really impactful. And I've read this book, read it. I've listened to it twice, but it's been a little while. And I never caught that either of those two times, which sometimes when you have classic titles, it's good to go back through. Mm-hmm. So I just thought it was like an interesting kind of line that he's, and if you think about any of these people that are reaching out to us on social media that are inspired, you spend any time with them or give them any resource or literally just the way we're living life, if it inspires them, that's the giving part, right? Now there's other forms of giving, and as you guys get bigger in your career, you can give money, you can give time, whatever, but it's like the not taking and trying to think about giving was just something, I don't know, that really kind of like resonated this morning. So what do you think, Danny?
I don't know. It kind of went along with my small arm segment today, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I had two questions. I'm banking the other one, but my question was going to be to all of you was like, what or who is somebody or what is something that inspires you right now? That's not like maybe something we talk about all the time. Mm-hmm. Like maybe not Arnold or something like that.
Yeah. Something off the.
Or like, what are you guys paying attention to? Or who are you looking to?
That's a good question.
Whether you're feeling up, feeling down, whatever it is.
Cool. You got something?
Let me think about it.
Yeah.
Trey?
I'll go.
Trey's ready in the starting blocks.
Kendrick Lamar just dropped a new album.
Yeah?
So I've been listening to that a whole bunch. Yeah, which is super Kendrick. Sick because, just because he talks about a whole bunch of different like life issues on that, like growing up, like abusive relationships, all that kind of stuff like that. So it's super cool to listen to.
You fuck with it.
Yeah, and he hasn't released anything, and I think it's been like 5 years
since that super popular one. Yeah, like that everyone knew.
Well, no. His last album was Damn, but his big album, big album was To Pimp a Butterfly. That was 2015.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's sick. What's this one called, Trey? Shout out Kendrick. I'm sure he's listening. Just want to make sure we shout it out right.
It's like a two-sided. It's like one of those albums that's like two-sided. It's two albums and like one album.
He dropped the double? Like Pac style?
Double, yeah. That's Mr. Morale and The Big Steppers. But it's a great album, especially.
All right. So you're feeling inspired from the music.
Yeah.
Does Kendrick do a lot of like interviews and shit like Nipsey used to outside of? I've never like really went down the rabbit hole.
But not a whole bunch.
Not a whole bunch.
Yeah.
because that really inspired me hearing, like, I just understood Nipsey's music so much better after hearing the interviews. It just all made more sense because this is the problem with the way my brain works. I hear the beat way over the lyrics, always have, except for probably the stuff from when I was a kid because I listened to it so many times. So when I hear stuff initially, it's that way. So this was the first time, and Pac did a bunch of interviews too, so I got to see a lot of that stuff, but that I went through the interviews, then went back to the music. I didn't really get the music at first. I got it after all the interviews. It just made so much more sense. So it makes me, like, if I want to start to dive into Kendrick's stuff, it makes me want to do that first. Like, I want to know it that way.
Some
better.
Context.
Yeah, it has more context. I think I can just appreciate it more. You know what I'm saying? If I think about what lately has kind of inspired me, it's this kind of stuff that I've been kind of like diving into because basically all of the content that I'm consuming, which it goes from business to this life stuff or whatever, because I've been a content creator for so long, like it makes me just always take it even more serious, all the way to what we're doing right this second, to when can we get the next book up, to the feedback I'm getting from the book that some I've shared with you guys, some I haven't because I'm just been so busy. But like, you know, Mike Wolf's main training partner, D-Bone. I don't know if you remember him. Big Samoan dude. He like hit me up. Yeah, they call him D-Bone. He's awesome. He's huge.
I used to be called D-Train, by the way.
Yeah, shout out D-Bone. So
wait, you were called D-Train?
Yeah, one of my friends used to call me D-Train at Capitol.
That's not far off.
Yeah. Just saying, it
was
pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
You are kind of a unit.
Yeah.
So D-Bone.
I'm using that sometimes.
Yeah, D-Bone said, man, he goes, you know, he just messaged me like, yo, obviously losing Mike was tough. Been in a rut. Bought the book. Glad I did. Like, got me out of that. And just wanted to tell you thank you. And, you know, and I hadn't seen him in a long time. I was like, fuck yeah, of course, bro. I remember you. He's a fucking monster. And I was like, yeah, man, if you need anything, let me know. But he just like said, thanks for writing it. And like when you see stuff like that, it's just one and then another. So it's like, once again, that's the giving part. But I also, selfishly writing the book, it helped me a ton. Helped me a ton because I needed that part of the healing part of it too. But then going through that process to be vulnerable, for you guys to see me like that, for other people to see me like that, it's affecting people. And now it's out there. So even though that project was tough, it took a long time between the edit and the thoughts and getting it up and making the cover, like doing the podcast. It's like now it's there.
Well, what's cool with the vulnerability thing is it gives other people, or potentially gives them, the courage to do the same thing.
Yeah.
To be honest with themselves, to open up to other people.
Yeah, they might not do it
shit down
like on air. But even if they can do it in a small group, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I think that once again, at the end of the day, whether it's workout content or this content, that's like I'm feeling like even more motivated just to create stuff because I know it has impact, even if it's small amount. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
So
you want to go?
Yeah, mine's like I wouldn't even say it's like an artist or anything. I just got a lot of life perspective shit going on right now because I'm at because I'm.
Does this have anything to do with the Pound Palace?
Kind of, yeah, a little bit, I guess. But
there's a transition going on.
Yeah, but basically, so in a few months, I'll be turning 25.
Yeah.
And right now is a weird spot because I keep looking at all my friends and stuff, and yeah, they're like, you know, fucking some of the people I know are already like having kids. Some of the people I know are getting married. And so I'm like starting to think
just
about
starting
that.
their careers too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, like there's a lot of different perspectives going on, right? So I'm like constantly thinking about this. I'm like, holy shit. But honestly, I would say like now like my buddy Dalton is having like a kid.
Well, he already had a kid.
He already had a kid, yeah. My middle nephew just had a kid. I just found out the other day that
You're gonna unpack that.
Yeah. So
you draw us the family
before
tree.
The age of 25.
He's in the country.
Yeah. So before the age of 25.
Sorry, Cole.
Yeah. Before the age of 25, I'm officially a great uncle.
2 greats.
2 greats. Oh wait, no.
No, 1.
I'm a great uncle.
Still.
I'm a great uncle, but within the next 20 years, by the time I'm like 45, by the time I'm your age, I could be a great uncle. By the time I'm a grandpa. I could be a great uncle. You know,
you'd be a 3 greats.
I might go down as one of the all-time great uncles ever. Yeah, ever.
You might be the only one alive to say that they're a 5-time great uncle.
That's facts.
5-time homie.
Yeah. But I would say like just like them having kids now and like starting to put in perspective, like, you know, 5 years from now, like I'm gonna have to go to like their pee-wee fucking football games and stuff like that. Yeah. That's kind of got some like stuff going on.
What's it got going on?
Well, it's just making me think that like how
great question.
Yeah, how you talk about like you're like the wealth guy for like your like nephews. Mm-hmm. Like I get to like kind of do the same thing. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah.
So
you're thinking like almost like, all right, this stuff's in motion. In some regards, these guys are ahead of me in the family game part of it, right? Yeah. You're probably, I would think, severely ahead of most of the business part of it, right? And what's happening. So it's like when those worlds kind of start to collide, which is what happened with me.
Yeah, which now like I actually get to impact them.
Yeah.
Like because you tweet out the other day like you want to be like the guy that you wanted as a kid growing up like to look up to. Now it's like legit a chance to like what I do for like their kids or anything like that can literally like change their entire trajectory, or even what I do, what I say, how I operate, how I dress, whatever it could be.
Understanding that all these like people around you, especially in your inner circle that aren't like at work with you, right? They're all going to be paying attention, bro, because everybody's going to know there's something different going on.
Yeah.
Which is and great tweet, by the way. I remember seeing that too. Trey, because I was like, yeah, fuck with this, because that's the same shit I was thinking.
Because like whenever Dalton like had his kid, the first thing I told him was like, dude, you got to get like your shit together. Like you need like I'll hook you up with like Joe right now to get your shit going, because
you know the difference that like right there makes in that kid's life.
Yeah, I was like, dude, if you like start like getting on this shit now, like even though like you don't think it's anything now, by the time he's like 20, like our age now, it could literally give him the freedom to go do something that you would never even expected.
I had Andon go sit with Joe over a year ago. So he was 11 or 10, and Joe explained to him exactly how much money he would have by the time he was like 35 or 40 if he just like did. So it was like $200. It was like some ridiculous, because the compounding is so wild.
That time.
And he was like, basically went home, told Rich, was like, yeah, I'm basically gonna be a millionaire, you know? But like just that at that age, them understanding it. So, you know, you give that advice. By the time he is 8 or 10, he's already banked X, even if it's 2, 4, 5 racks. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, now I understand what's going on, dude. It's just like it's life changing, because especially from where we're from too, there's just none of that talk going on, bro.
Facts.
It just and even with more resources, there's still none of that talk going on. It's getting a little better, but it's like it needs to be like more elementary, bro.
Yeah. But I think it's really funny how like Dalton now had his kid, but also at the same exact time, like my 2 other nephews are about to have kids. Like it's all happening at the same time.
You're going to have a lot of people lunging, shaking their head about that Cole's about to be a great uncle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
So.
Yeah. So some real life thoughts happening around here.
That's honestly, like, that's kind of, I haven't really been, I wouldn't say any like artist or the business guy or anything's been sticking out of my brain. There's just been a lot of life shit going on. So.
I found a new really fun thing to do for me, which is an extension of Lunge and Learn, which is Golf and Learn.
Amazing edition.
Yeah, all these years, obviously the headphones I'm wearing right now are my favorites. I started lunging in these, then went to the ones with the rope or whatever, the wires. Cord. Yeah, rope. Yeah. I was thinking about my chain, Trey. So, you know, anyway, so I went to AirPods. I was reluctant for a long time. I thought they were whack. And I still kind of think they're whack, but
they're going to grow on you.
It depends on what you're using them for.
Yeah, but I just realized, like, so, you know, a lot of times when I golf, I don't play with other people, and I just go out there and play, and I just want to like just hear the birds chirp, whatever. But kind of like reading is what I've kind of found out. When I have a mild distraction, like, and I'm listening to something, I can retain information a lot better, especially like if I'm reading. And I found this out when I was traveling with MP. If I was listening to like some like just old like soul music and I would be reading a book, I'd retain all the information. You take the music away, then I'm not retaining it. It's like I have to confuse my brain to pay attention. I don't know why it's like that, but it just is.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it does.
That's how mine is.
I just remember reading on the plane. I was like, wait a second. I didn't have to reread that page like 4 times, and like I actually got it, and I was like, ooh, baby, I just found the hack, right? So the same type of thing. Like I went out to the course the other day because I'm trying to make myself it's something I really enjoy doing. And I love the fellowship of doing it with other people too, but it also is part of my like meditation. So it's like, and I know that about it because I've always liked to golf. So I get out there and I got the AirPods. I sound old. I go, iPod was like way back in the day.
That's something totally different.
Yeah, so different. All right.
They're actually discontinuing the iPod shout out.
I'm old. All right, AirPods. So I'm out there with the AirPods and I'm throwing on some fucking Dean Martin. Old school Italian music. I'm out there just swinging the fucking clubs, man, and I'm just banging the ball out there. And I don't feel like I'm in my own world. So I'm not really thinking about anything. I'm just enjoying myself, whatever. Come back the next day, and I started the Tuesdays with Maury's again. I knock out it at the track, go get a shower, head to the course, put on the book again. I'm like, all right, well, can I really pay attention while I'm doing this? I could. And my golf game's better because I think the same thing's happening. Not really thinking about my swing. I'm listening, and I'm just out playing, and I'm like shooting like really like way better than I normally. Not way better, but like my good day is like almost every day it's been since I've kind of done this, and I'm retaining way more information. So then when 8:45 or 9 hits, which is what time I got here like around 9 o'clock today, I had like 3 hours of development today. But also got to do 2 things that are really important to me for just me in general. One is training because it's part business, part pleasure, obviously. And 2 is the golf, like, and that is both too for me. And it's like, I don't know, it's just this week. But I feel like, the things that we know are all coming down the pipeline that we haven't shared with anybody yet, that there's going to be some stressors probably related to that. But I feel like if I can get the pattern so dialed in, that then that's not going to feel stressful to me because I can make informed quality decisions when I got what I need. And I feel like lately that was like an added little extra. Now, what we talked about and what I want to do is maybe Cole, I know you're not huge on golf, but maybe you come and we just drink and hang out, but is to have our business meetings, this is where I want to get to, individually, either it's weekly, every other week, that like Tuesday, Danny comes and we're going to talk about stuff that we can talk about outside of the office. Yeah, we can talk about friendship stuff, but if there's something he needs to say here, he can't say because someone else is in the room, which I don't even think that's a thing with our group, but maybe it is. You know what I mean? Like that we could do it out there and talk about it, or it might be something completely off center that it's personal, but you wouldn't share because there's 5 other people around. So it's like the same thing with all you guys. I would like to get it to where, Monday's my day I go with G. And you know what I mean? And just like
amazing.
Yeah, but that's how I always picture things of how I want my daily operation to be. Because I was talking, I know I'm going on a long rant here, but I got a lot to say.
You good?
I was talking to Jake Holland this morning because he asked me about how everything's going. And then he asked me about like, he didn't really say like about exit stuff, but he was asking kind of about like what my thoughts are about like if somebody come and bought it or whatever. And I said, the funny thing is, I used to think that's what I wanted, but I realized how great the process is and how much fun we have, and how rewarding it is when things, we battle some shit together, then we're gonna have wins together. And I was like, I'm in zero rush for that because I know what we can accomplish some great things. So like I think out of all the time, I'm enjoying the process the most. But that balance of other stuff, because I've been doing this a really long time too, I need to like just keep it in bounds for, hey, I dip at 1, 2 o'clock. Like I just need to go do family stuff. I need to get that stuff in the morning. But I think I can be locked in really effective in the period of time that I'm here riding with you guys, and we can build something unbelievable and enjoying that. Good, bad, or indifferent. I was trying to explain that to him today. And then also to Cole's point, like the point of your lives that you guys are in, like I just can't wait to watch how they unfold as your friend and as partly as your mentor, but also now as your business partners in multiple different businesses, right?
Very interesting.
So yeah, I got a lot of reflection, introspective thought thinking going on right now. But it's all because I'm really happy about how everything's going, to be honest.
For sure.
So that was a long rant. Sorry.
It's pretty tight.
Pretty tight.
I guess I'd go on the golf meetings.
Yeah, would you?
I enjoy golfing. I just like suck at it.
Yeah,
like
it's hard.
You know. Yeah.
But I mean, you smoke a cigar and still fucking get some swings in.
Yeah. And it is relaxing. And here's the one thing about golf. I don't need to hit every shot good. I actually like I kind of like being not good at golf, so I'm like the one guy that's not good at golf, right? But occasionally if I hit like the one or two shots, people it's like, oh shit. Yeah, exactly.
That's the one to keep you coming back.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah. But I think that like that, if I can get to where it's something you guys look forward to, I look forward to, because that's just part. When I wrote out my perfect day, it involves playing 9 holes every day. I think it's because it was so represented as a kid with my grandfather and like the time I spent, like, and I know that will happen with my kids. Mm-hmm. That's something, because I'm obviously planning on being in shape, something I'll be able to do till I'm an old man. So like AG this summer, I'm hoping, he can jump in a little bit. And then soon, like, I want it to be part of like what we do. Mm-hmm. You get to spend a lot of time out there, you know what I mean? And so anyway, I'm just trying to execute that daily strategy.
What?
Yeah, it's tight.
Trey, what are you thinking?
I'll fuck with that.
Yeah, all right, I'll fuck with it too, Trey.
I guess with I don't really know if it's like necessarily being inspired, but like there's 2 things that have come to mind. One thing I've been doing,
bicep curls.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
Arms every day. Yeah. Hey, hold on. You know what's funny is yesterday Nick, when we were about to leave, and he goes, all right, he looks at Tyler and it's like real quiet. He goes, hey, you want to go like do like rep progression real quick? and like he like whispers it like how he normally talks. I'm like, you're gonna go hit arms? He goes, yeah. He goes, I've been doing 1 bicep and 1 tricep move
I told him to do 100 a day. That's what I told him to
every
do.
Day.
Because they want to get bigger biceps. They want because of NAFO.
Listen, we talked about inspiration.
Dude, it is. NAFO worldwide. Well, we got a great logo coming up.
Dude, and I planted the seed yesterday morning with Nick. I'm like, dude, I finished off my workout with literally just 3 sets of rep progression, curls, and the elbows out press. And I felt so fucking jacked when I was done because I didn't take a single breath.
It's facts.
So that's probably why.
Doing arms every day goes a long way. Yeah. It does.
It's just building confidence.
It literally is, man.
It's just building confidence.
Oh, hey, the email you sent out this morning, I saw it. Like want massive arms, and it's our superset.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Too easy.
The open rate on that one's got to be like 99. Probably
60.
It's probably over 69%.
Yeah. Plus or minus 69.
Yeah.
All right, you want to talk about that serious thing you're going to talk about?
Well, it wasn't like serious. I mean, just with everything going on, with everything coming down the pipeline here in a few days, really.
Yeah.
Or a few weeks, whatever. It's just like being obsessed with the e-commerce stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like me and Cole go in the weeds almost every single day right now. So like,
you guys are refining a serious craft too.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like a serious craft.
It's like a puzzle.
It's like fascinating though, because like working with like the agency, and then like obviously we're in Shopify every single day, but like just like understanding how many other resources there are. So like I started doing, different searches and went down rabbit hole after rabbit hole on Twitter and on like Spotify podcasts. And so I came across 2 that I've been listening to consistently. One's called the D2C podcast, and it's like a really well-known one, I guess, apparently. But that one's been monumental. And then there's an email marketing one called Email Einsteins.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
It's
name.
A wet name. Yeah. And that one's been super interesting too. But I don't know. And then like I guess on the other side of the coin is
you became a nerd for this stuff, like, and you love it.
Yeah,
that's what's interesting.
I would actually say I enjoy doing the Shopify stuff way more than designing anything.
Yeah, because you're learning all new stuff.
It's becoming more of like visionary, strategic overview to see how you can implement.
It's business, Cole.
Yeah, which is way better.
Yeah.
I enjoy making the graphics for the website. That's what I enjoy the most.
But you went to school for business. You wanted to be a businessman. You just have a craft that happens to be.
And what's interesting is if you dial in Shopify, it has a direct impact on the business.
Correct.
Literally the strategy, everything, like you can see it.
Yeah.
Well, you've always said that you wanted to be a business guy. You didn't necessarily want to be a graphic gangster. You just taught yourself a really good craft. So it's like, but that is your entry point to being a good business guy.
Well, because now it's like, I feel like the general, like literally like the general, and you have your colonels, and those are the different like apps and stuff that we're using
Yeah.
to optimize our shit to make us blow up.
And
that's what you're gonna say, General of Arms.
And there's a lot of no, but going along with that,
I left that up to interpretation.
So
I do it.
Yeah, that's a very good. That's a very good. What would it be called? An analogy of the general, because Shopify is the general, right? Then you have, what do you say? The kernels are the apps.
Yeah.
And those apps are in places of the subdivision. So how, like in the arms army, there's the bicep division, there's the tricep division, traps division, whatever. Cavalry division.
Can't forget that. Yeah.
And there's from email to the way the website looks to all kinds of like.
Well, you also know that once you understand this, you can do it for any business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not very many people understand it all the way this deep.
Well, not only do you understand each individual thing, it's how they work together.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. So like being able to turn it off has been really hard, especially when I go home, because I'm like, last night I'm sending Cole a screen recording. I'm like, dude, look at this shit, because like we're all geeking out about it, and then like, but like what I've been trying to combat.
That's the only thing I can hope for as like the main dude going. I hope the guys that are doing their shit, they care about it that much.
Pretty much.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah.
But now with, you've probably heard of the movie Dune, but like I've been reading the second book. So more of like sci-fi fantasy stuff. I've been doing that for the past like 3 weeks, is like reading for like 20 minutes of like this fantasy stuff before bed, because it turns everything off. It's made me sleep much.
So it's like it's like slutty reading.
Yeah. Do you like
it's pure enjoyment? It's amazing.
It's the romance novel.
Do you like cosplay, Danny?
You got Mike O'Hearn on the cover.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Mike O'Hearn used to do a bunch of them romance covers all
Is
the time.
he on your ceiling? Poster on your ceiling?
I got a mirror on my ceiling, Danny.
Why is that? Why is that? He's doing the titty dance.
Danny, whenever you read these sci-fi books, are you envisioning that you're a character within the universe?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What? So, all right. For example,
get deep on it,
so for example, like Star Wars, right? Star Wars is about to release the new Obi-Wan show, which obviously Danny's super excited.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers,
I don't know, but yes.
Yeah, whatever.
What would you be in the Star Wars universe?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, where do you envision
Princess
yourself?
Leia?
Yeah.
Are you
like some guy like selling like like oil or something in like Tatooine, or like Darth Vader's right hand man? Are you like the bad guy?
No, I don't think I'm the bad guy. I feel like I'd be like
Are you a Jedi?
Oh fuck yeah.
So you're a Jedi.
Yeah. I think I'd be like more like Obi-Wan. I don't know.
Dude, I want to be on the Sith. I'd want to be a bad guy.
Yeah. Guy's lost. To each his own.
Yeah. I think you need to watch Star Wars.
Yeah, I think I watched it when I was like a little kid, but it's been fucking forever.
Yeah,
that was like the most popular movie when I was like Annan's age.
Yeah. But I've mentioned this book before too. There's another one called Red Rising. So there's 5 books, about to be a 6th, and I started listening to it on audio. The first one's from going back to the beginning, but like that book, if it becomes a movie, is going to be absolutely amazing.
So because I've never read fiction stuff ever. In my life.
You gotta like toss it in every once in a while.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Does it feel like you're basically listening to a movie? Is that kind of
sort of? Yeah.
Because I would read nonfiction, like I would read more like biography, some type. Like I read about one of the warriors, like on the Northwest Territory and American Indian. Like I'll read about stuff like that. Or I am reading this book about Steubenville. It's called like Mobsters, Murders, and something else. And it's about the history of like why they call it Little Chicago.
That's cool.
Which is real dope. It just talks about all the racketeering and all the stuff. So, but it's more like history stuff. But I've never done any fiction.
You should dabble in it a little bit.
Yeah, I need to find like I need to see if I like it.
Like on the way out is more like personal development, business, e-commerce, that kind of stuff, and on the way home it's either music or it's something like that.
Yeah, well, you got to turn it off too. I get that,
to kind of just like decompress a little bit.
Trey, what's your thoughts on that? Do you do any fiction stuff?
I like fiction stuff.
Yeah,
I haven't like read a fiction book since probably like high school or something like that. But I love like the fictional movies, like obviously like Star Wars and all that kind of shit too.
Yeah,
you just gotta find what you like.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, but that shit's like
so
fucking
broad.
awesome.
I need to like this is like way out there for
me.
Because
you read The Alchemist, right?
Yeah, that's fiction.
Yes.
Right?
So that's fiction, but it's interesting.
It's personal development.
Did you read it or you listened to it?
I've listened to it twice, but I got it. Gotcha. I got it the second time. I didn't get it the first time.
So that's a good entry point.
I'm also not a huge fiction guy, but I read The Alchemist, and it's interesting how your mind will read these things, and you start to like create these pictures of what the characters look like, where they're at, like what they're doing, just in your head, and everyone's interpretation can be completely different of what that would look like.
I would say The Alchemist, the first time though, what I grabbed from it was the personal legend thing, big time, which that's mostly what it's about, right? And that made me want to finish the book, like immediately, yeah, because I was like, all right, I need to get this thing done, so I even got a chance to get my stuff out there. And like that was one of the big takeaways by that book.
The Alchemist was a banger book because I thought it was interesting how, like, I'm going to spoil, but the entire journey.
Spoil the whole fucking book.
He goes on this journey looking for the thing that he thinks is going to be his all-time thing. Whenever he realizes what he was actually looking for was where he started. It was literally right there below his like feet. Like he was already where he needed to be.
He was already there.
Yeah, he was already there.
Yeah, that's crazy. What also was inspiring about that book is Paulo Coelho's interviews around it, on how he had no clue. It was, first off, it was like a vision that came to him. He wrote it in a week. Second, it didn't sell any books for like 5 months or 5 years, and he's Brazilian. So when they took it from Portuguese to English, it fucking exploded. And then he sold 20 million books since then. So to him, it's like I don't even think he had ever written a fiction book. He doesn't know why the story came to his mind. So when you listen to him talk about it, it's like he almost literally got punched in the face with a vision, wrote it out furiously for a year, sat on that bitch. Like it was out, but it didn't do anything. And then it changed. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Have you ever read or watched The Great Gatsby?
I don't think so.
I feel like you would like that.
Okay, I'll try that.
You've read that.
No, I haven't.
You've never read it?
No. It's watched.
You've watched it?
I've heard of the movie, but I can't remember it.
Leo.
Though. I should.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I should read the book.
You should read the book.
I'm going to write down my notes section.
So
Thank you, Cole.
You might want to check out Red Rising, too.
I will.
Just a heads up. So kind of like quick backstory. Like there's basically like the hierarchy like in their society with like, so instead of like, so basically at the top is like the golds, and like they're like the cream of the crop, and they control everything.
Yeah.
And at the bottom is the reds. So it'd be like the miners, like literally the miners. And so like there's basically this power struggle to basically overthrow.
I like the Hunger Games.
The golds. Yeah.
Hunger
but like
Games
this is one of the dudes I fuck with a lot right here. His name's Ragnar. It's basically he's such like a total boss, but he can like make like all the hard decisions and stuff, and he's like the ultimate like protector.
Actually, hold on. Going back to what inspired me, fucking Peaky Blinders. That show.
I fuck with Peaky Blinders.
I literally feel like I'm
Peaky
living in the Peaky Blinders right now.
Static.
Like I feel with what we're doing, it's like we're about to like we're building our pub, we're building our fucking empire, and then we're just gonna go blow it all up. So that way we can get the insurance money and then go do other crazy shit.
I fuck with Peaky Blinders too, but I've always been inspired by that type of like content, which whether it's mafia movies, actual fucking mafia bosses, the Peaky Blinders stuff, like because it's got style,
it's got that Sherlock Holmes feel too.
It does. It's just like and there's a ton of action. They're just always making moves.
I think I like the whole family aspect of it.
I like that part too.
I like that the most.
Yeah,
shout out
because they just run shit and they don't give a fuck either.
They do not give a fuck. The family. And Todd said something. Todd Dunkel said something on the podcast when we had him on a coach's clinic. His family still eats dinner every Sunday together. I think that's really awesome. Like his extended family every Sunday.
Oh wow!
I think when he did the meet the one time, it's because he didn't want to miss the dinner. He left because it's so important to him. Yeah. And he said some people can make it, some people can't. But I was like, man, I think that would be so fucking cool. And my Italian family does that every Sunday too. A lot of the older ones back home, they all go to a restaurant every Sunday, and like I haven't made it, but that's one of the things like I think about when I am gonna go home. Like, can I make it to that? See everybody. Yeah. So it's like I don't know. I haven't asked Rachel about that, but I think that would be something I would love to host. It would be unbelievable. And I don't even know what the kids' sports and that if it'll work out, but it's something that maybe when they have kids, I would maybe the next generation, because we don't have a lot of family close, but it's like if AG and it's even wild to think about them having children, but when they do, if I could have something like that where every Sunday Rach is cooking and you come over, and I just think that would be. I really picked up on that. Todd, it's really important to Todd, but I don't know who started it. I need to ask him, but I thought it was really cool. Mm-hmm. So. But that's the Peaky Blinders shit, though. They do the same shit.
Which I
think it's like a mob thing.
Which is kind of inspiring because
it is inspiring.
I don't have any of that family shit going on.
Yeah.
I've never had that sort of stuff going on. It always seemed like it was my dad's side or my mom's side, and I would say I'm more close with my mom's side. I'm really not that close at all with my dad's side.
Yeah.
So it's but that's something moving forward. I'd like to bridge it all together.
Well, and that's what I would like to do is it's not just for my immediate family. It'd be for the nieces and nephews that are here or close by that they could always make it to. Because when we do Thanksgiving like that, it feels awesome, but it's a task to get everybody there. But as one more generation, if they stay even remotely close by, it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Danny, you could do that now. You got enough people close by.
Yeah, we actually did do it short term for we actually did it 3 weeks in a row, and then
how was it?
It's awesome.
Yeah,
especially because my brother kind of assumes the cooking role, being because they cook
Nick
at the firehouse all the time. Yeah, dude, he'll cook smash burgers on the hibachi grill and chicken deep fried chicken tenders and
that's tight.
He'll even cook pizza, deep dish pizza. Where did you pick up all this shit?
All right, Nick.
It's actually good.
Not only a great long snapper, he can fucking cook, huh?
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah. Anything else, Cole?
Not really.
Trayvon? No. Daniel?
Good.
That was good. Good podcast. I don't know.
Some good life shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna call it, but
it
was just good conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meaningful, good conversation. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's talk about.
It kind of started with what's inspiring you right now. Then
did you say wet first?
Yeah, he said wet. It started with that
it just comes out that way. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Roundtable podcast. Your boy Corey G. Wet Danny at Trey Speed. Grabbing gangster himself, Cole Susak. We are out.
He doesn't give me a wave anymore.
I love that wave.
I feel like I'm Lee Corso.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
You ready? the face
one? The face.